What's up, YouTube? What's up, Extreme Gains family? I'm Chuck. This is Extreme Gains. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is or ever will be financial advice. Please do not take it as such. Today is Monday, January 31st, 2022, and this is the AMC Algo Exposed daily update preparation video for tomorrow and beyond. So, let's dig in. Real quick, before I bring your attention over here, today or yesterday leading into today, I was looking at and I shared with you all here, I shared with my private Discord, the placement of all of these transposed and how crucial they were and what we were looking at, right? Today in the Algo, I think we got what we were looking for the time being. We'll get to that in a second. But on that note, I want to draw your attention over here to this one. This was the 7-year to 7-month macro descending wedge from prior to the January 2021 run-up. And this is, in a sense, replicating in its entirety the last descending wedge of that fractal that occurred December 2020. And if you think back to, I don't know, a month ago or so, when I originally put out the worst case scenario bearish outlook video, I used this and I used it in a different manner, and I'm going to show you why, and I'm going to show you the comparison. But in that comparison, with it overlaid in that position that I'm going to show you again here, it indicates a low bottom down around, I don't know, $3-4, somewhere in that range. And that sucks to look at, right? And I took a lot of shit for that video, and still am, and don't really give a shit. I don't need anybody's approval to do these videos and or to come up with my own thesis as to what it is that I think may be going on here. So with that said, what I want to do is I want to show you the difference between the two, the compressed version of it that we've been following, and which has as well been giving us spot-on projection thus far. But I think we have since diverted, and I want to show you this, and then I want to show you the original placement of this and why it is that I'm going back to placing that on there for the future movements. Let me get this out of here. That was marking today. All right. So here's in the compressed version, right? This indicated the wick down, consolidation, the drop down, consolidation, drop down, consolidation, drop down, the swoop up, right? And then the breakdown. Now there is a nuanced move here, which I showed in last night's video, and how that may end up being replicated today. Unfortunately, this thing kind of took off from that. And with that, it has kind of invalidated itself from being this compressed position of this fractal. Now, when this was originally clipped and laid on here, it was never meant to be in this compressed version. But it has given us projection for the last few weeks based off of its current placement. However, the original placement of it was this. Let me get it there. And this was replicated. This. There we go. Something along those lines there, right? This was meant to replicate this move. And then you have the consolidation, right? The tops, the drop down, consolidation, drop down. And this is actually a more accurate representation of it when you really break it down and look at it, right? So, and it is inclusive to today's moves and potentially a little bit of tomorrow's movement to the upside prior to a potential rejection somewhere in the 1650, 1670, 1665, up to the $18 range of the macro descending wedge that we're in right now, and get that move to the downside. And you can see why it is that I had originally placed this on there, and now why it is that I want to bring this back to your attention, and why it is that I'm going to continue to use it in this placement and in this position. Now, ironically, I see others are, some of y'all shared some things with me. Some others are on Twitter talking about it being in this place. And now other people are calling for $3 and $4 and $2 levels. Funny how that all happens, isn't it? That's all right. I'll take the brunt of it. It's all good. We are, one way or the other, prepared for everything, surprised by nothing. So I don't mind that, because it all comes full circle, my friends. Life is funny like that. So anyways, I wanted you to see why that is. So the compressed placement of this, I'm taking off the table for the time being for obvious reasons of the diversion, what I feel was diversion today. And I am reinstating, for lack of a better issuance and better term, that the previous placement of it for obvious reasons. Okay? So in this being placed here, you can see, and I went over that. Go back to that video if you want context on the whole setup and the comparison of the macro fractal. It'll give you context for that. You can see here, this one does indicate a potential move to the upside again tomorrow, followed by a breakdown, rejection. I do have the 1665 level in here, as I do believe that's a significant level. That was the bottom of the gap fill. It has proven to be resistance now in several locations leading up to tomorrow. So I do believe that that will, at some point, if we make it up to that level, cause some resistance. Whether or not that is the ultimate breakdown resistance or not is yet to be seen, or if it blows by it, then we have the macro descending, or the mid-size descending that's inside of the giant macro that we've been in since May, June, level at about $18 even. So I would be looking at those two levels for possible rejection levels and resistance if we continue this move to the upside tomorrow prior to the breakdown. If not, in my opinion, we still could just roll right over and break down. I'm going to show you, I think we are going to get a little push up in the immediate. I think everything's kind of lining up that's indicating that. So we'll see. If not, and it's just a roll over and straight down, that's okay as well. I think we've already almost fulfilled the box top, and I will show you that here in a second. So anyways, that's why this is back on the table for me. Wanted y'all to see that and see it internally and externally here from a macro perspective. Again, I know we haven't really looked at it in this full-on extended version of it since the, I don't know, like a week after I put the video out was when I last went over it in this extended version, where I started using the compressed version, but compressed off the table, extended back on the table for obvious reasons. By the way, today we ended the day up 6.64% at $16.06. We're currently up 1 cent at 16.07. It just changed, up 0.06% here in after hours thus far. Now to the snake algo. The snake algo placement, like I said at the beginning of the video, we looked at two potential placements of these macro overlays. I was having issues in my head about, not really, but about this. Thanks for the jokes, but I can hear them already now. But I do, by the way. About these tops being staggered and this upper inside corner being non-existent. So I was having issues with that. And I showed a version of this stretched a little bit to fit that and replicate those movements. However, it didn't. Here it put the bottom here, and it was calling for more downside in that position. We did not get that today. We got this placement of it, which was the move, the 6.64% move to the upside. The box top third was drawn in. I put the box top on here. Box top pennant that we talked about way back in the day when I used to really kind of talk about them like that. That's what they were called originally, was the box top pennant. And but that's where the first support line comes from, is from the pennant formation in which it initially makes itself when forming the box top. It eventually negates this and invalidates the pennant at some point. and then finishes out the box top before it breaks down to the downside. This thing played out absolutely perfect. Since we've overlaid this on Wednesday, this thing has played out literally to the T, almost candle for candle. It put out and projected Thursdays, Fridays, and now today's movements. So until it invalidates, this is the one I'm gonna kind of lean on for now with the snake algo. And all of this combined right now are both of these. The macro to macro and the micro to macro snake algo are all speaking the same projections right now. They're both speaking the same thing. So they're coinciding with themselves as far as intraday and macro movements, as well as what they're projecting for next. For the time being, there will be a diversion from one or the other, depending on how far this new snakehead and snake carries us into the next time zone, as I've explained in previous videos as well, which I'll update you all on when that comes about, or if it validates or invalidates. But anyways, here's the movement from today. Got the move up, the bullish move to the upside. We did, and I drew this in prior to even hitting this morning. We did hit the box top almost perfect to the cent. 1603. I think we got up to what, 1625, 23 today, and it's been running on the first support line here throughout the day. So I'm looking for this to potentially make a move, as these blue candles indicate. Potentially, it indicated it here and we didn't get it. That was this, in my opinion. So we may just consolidate into this pinch point of the pennant. We may have a fake out breakout and then a breakdown, which would lend itself to the movement in which the macro to macro here on the right is suggesting, or we might just go ahead and roll over and complete the box top and start to the downside. Again, the 1665 level, I was talking about it today, could be of interest tomorrow as well from a rejection standpoint. And it becomes relevant here with the snake algo transposed on there as well. So that's something to keep an eye on that we'll be looking at during the live stream tomorrow as well. If this does break up beyond that, again, we have the $18 level. That's something that we will need to maybe take a step back and look at. Maybe this needs adjusted, and or it still might be, and I said this when I brought the new snake algo in. Where did I put it? I don't know. I can't find it. We still have the bullish fractal right up here. We still have the bullish fractal that I had was originally using from the last head of the snake here, that may at some point become relevant if that were to happen, right? We had the bullish ascending movement with a squared off last bottom and then the parabolic move on that. So if that comes back into play, that is something that I have ready to go. These things do overlap, so I can hear the comments already, and I really don't give a shit what you have to say. I do, but I don't. You understand what I mean. I love y'all. The overlapping of the snake heads and the snake bodies when converting from one time zone to another, they do overlap a certain period of time. I talked about the extensions and not knowing if the last one was going to continue to carry us throughout the next time zones or not. However, this one did show itself. It did overlap. It has given the last 3 days of spot-on projection. So just going to stick with this, lean on this, like I said. If it does go to the upside further, we can always pull that back in and take a look at it and see if it's still carrying us. If not, I think we're good to kind of lean on this, or at least I am. I shouldn't say we, because it's not we. We. I don't have a mouse in my pocket, and I'm not French, right? Like I told Frenchie today. No harm, no foul, Frenchie. Oui, man. All right, we had some fun today. I don't know what it was, man. My mood has changed or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting used to all the all the crap. But anyways, that's where we're sitting with. Let's hope so. Anyways, right? That's where we're sitting within the snake algo and the macro to macro. 7 year to 7 month, both overlays their projections, where we're at within them, what they're projecting for tomorrow and beyond. And that is what I have for AMC. I appreciate you sticking around. I'm going to try to keep these things short like this. unless I got stuff that we really need to dig into. And in that case, you'll see a longer video. But if not, I want to keep the update videos just like this. For those of you that work all day, that are in and out of the live stream and or listen with audio and don't get to see it, this is really especially and specifically for you. I appreciate you all, as well as y'all that are in here, right? This, for me, it does me good as well. I mean, I'm here for the live streams all day as well, and it does me good to kind of kick my head back into, okay, reset, where are we at? It lets me regroup, take a step back, take a look at everything, zoom out, and see where we're at, see what might be going daily. I've talked about this before, one day at a time, one level at a time, prepared for everything, surprised by nothing. Thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I will either see you in the live stream tomorrow right here at 9 a.m. like always, and or I'll see you all in the update and prep video tomorrow night after market close. Enjoy your evening. Talk to y'all later. Later.